We're on pair, Havana Orisa 4.5k scrim. So we're going to go and eat our vegetables, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to be going over Orisa. Now the good news is it's going to be GM Orisa, which means that there's going to be a lot more interesting discussion when I do coach. Because higher ranked players, more interesting discussion because we can talk more about macro, we can talk more about your role into the team, and especially because it is a scrim. Yeah, it's an actual scrim. So this isn't just ranked. This will be actually interesting to coach. More so than Orisa normally is, let's be honest with ourselves. This is a fairly meta composition, so does anybody in chat want clarification on why this is meta? Like these general comps, not the Widow necessarily, but like the Widow, Tracer, Ashe, Echo, whatever. Does anyone need clarification on why this is meta? Combos, AoE sustain. I mean, okay, so we'll talk about it really briefly. I don't want to go in super in depth. The basic concept is this: dive is good, but dive still struggles to dive spam if spam has Brig in it. So spam is good as long as it has Brig. If spam does not have Brig, it is too easy to dive right now because Genji and Tracer are strong. Genji is just strong in general, so you play Genji, and then it's basically just what other DPS here that you want. So you have spam with spam tanks with anti-dive / brawl support.
I don't know how bits work, but keep up the awesome streams.
Holy smokes, well you made it work that time. 500 bits. Thank you so much, man. Or woman, or however it may be. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Now keep up the awesome streams. What about these suboptimal streams? Because honestly, there's going to be an off day, right? Do I just leave those to the side? It seems like a little harsh. I don't really know where I'm going with this. We're just going to move on. But thank you for the bits. Anyway, basically, spam is strong. Orisa Sigma is strong, but they need a Brig. Because if they have Zen and Bap Zen, they're just going to get run over with dive. Brawl has been nerfed enough with the specifically with the Mei nerfs so that Brawl without Mei struggles. Like Brawl just doesn't do super well at the spam without Mei, so it struggles. So spam is played, and spam with Brig Genji is played because Brig stops enemy team from running dive, and Genji is just really strong. Now your second DPS is where things get interesting. Ashe is obviously just really strong right now. She can help shut down echoes. She puts out a lot of damage that discourages teams from running Brawl, and also Ashe is not bad against dive. Ashe is fine against dive, but on a map like this where dive is going to really have a hard time staging anyway because it's so open, Widow is just better. So this is basically just anti-dive spam that has Brawl qualities, because Brig is pretty good at enabling her team Brawl. Like in the mirror, sometimes these actually look more like Brawl comps than not. But yeah. Okay, so your job as an Orisa here is to shield on your halt rotations, right? So that when you halt out, that you can attach spam damage and pressure with it, to synchronize your pressure with your team, and to aggressively hold space. This isn't a super passive composition in terms of Orisa play. So we'll go more into the micro as well because you are 4.5 or whatever. We'll go more to the micro of your halts and stuff as well, because like I said, this is more higher rank, so we'll talk more about it. So this is not... Okay, this is okay, but like remember, every time you put out a shield or halt, there has to be a lot of pressure tied to it. So I hope that your Widow is peeking at the same time. She's not. That's unfortunate. Okay. Let me look at this as a whole. Yeah, see, this is not a great shield. What you would like to do is you would like to place... So what the Orisa is doing is really, really smart. You're at a significant disadvantage right now. Okay? So let me show you how this... Let me look at how this is going. Okay? What this shield does is this allows them to spam your shield without actually committing. So look at this really quick. Has the enemy team committed to this corner yet? Have they committed to pushing this engagement yet? I really wish Pear was in chat. I'm actually gonna message him to see if he's on. Chat, what I want you to think of is I want you to remove this archetype, this concept that Orisa just places shields off of cooldown and spams the enemy team and just hopes that something's gonna happen. Don't X things to fall. You just, I throw shield, team will spam, eventually we'll get a pick and I'm set up opportunities with ults. That's not how Orisa is played. Orisa, when she commits her shield, she better have the backup of her entire team. Because if she doesn't, she's in serious trouble. I want you legitimately, think of this, think of it this way. I legitimately want you to think of Orisa's shield like Monkey Bubble. Where, think of it this way, if you were Monkey right here, would you commit Bubble on this corner right here? No, why? Because the enemy team's going to sit AFK, you're going to break your bubble, and they're going to push out and murder you, or you're going to have to jump away. Right? I want you to think of Orisa like Monkey. When the enemy team commits, or your team is ready to commit, then you throw shield. If you don't, then don't play shield. Right now, what is the enemy team doing? Is the enemy team committing right here, chat? Is the enemy team committing? No. You have nothing but a little bit of irrelevant Sigma spam coming around this corner. The Sigma's just playing it slow. You don't need a shield to deal with the Sigma. You're going to stand right here or right here. You're going to shoot the Sigma. Then as soon as the enemy team turns the corner and pushes into you, they're going to have to shield. Otherwise, the wood is going to blow their heads off. And when they shield, you're also going to shield, and you can even push into them. Right now, you don't need the shield. There's no actual threat right now. Right? Just take some of the spam. If they shoot you a little bit here, tag you a little bit there, it's fine. There's no actual threat here. You don't need the shield right now. You're going to let them push and commit, and when they commit, you go. Or, if you wanted to do an aggressive play, like let's say you had like a bongo blade or a rally or something, you would go, all right guys, we're going to push past the corner. We're going to let them get close, and I'm going to walk out here and throw shield down and go into them, right this. But you never just shield the corner. You never just AFK and then shield the corner. Because look at this right now. The enemy team is in zero danger right now. Yes, they're gonna take a little bit of Sigma shield spam, but heck, they don't even need to shield this. Like honestly, their Sigma doesn't need to shield this. They could walk back, shoot your shield for free without taking any damage, and then turn the corner and shield on you, and then what are you gonna do? Because you're committing your shield without actually committing anything, without them committing, they could break your shield for free, and then they can walk in and shield you and you have the backup space. Look what this Orisa is about to do. Look at this Orisa. Is this Orisa taking any serious damage? No. She's getting a little chip damage, but nothing serious. Now watch. If she doesn't get halted here, great shot by your Widow, but this Orisa screws up. If this Orisa walks forward and doesn't get halted, or turns her head or does anything that a good Orisa should do, you guys are screwed right here. You are screwed. I do not want you to think of this like, we got the headshot, we win, I did a good job. No, you did a bad job. You got lucky. Our enemy Orisa screwed up, your Widow played well. This is bad. Should Red Orisa have fortified there? No, she should have taken, she turned the corner too early when she could have just shot shield here. She should have turned the corner and immediately shield. If you look at what the enemy Orisa does, she turns the corner without using shield. She doesn't need to be here to break shield. She can stand here and break shield, and she's safe from Widow. If she does that, she's not going to be missing 100 HP before the fight even starts. You see this? She's already 100 HP. Not only that, but look what this Orisa does. She doesn't turn her head. That's a great shot from your Widow, but you're going to turn your head. You don't need to fortify this. Even if your Widow, even if the Orisa takes early spam here, if she turns her head, she's going to be half HP. She's going to be fine. Yep, so she poked early, she didn't turn her head, and now she's dead. Whereas right now, look, do you feel how bad this would have been though? Yeah, their Sigma shield is a little bit more broken than yours, but only by a little bit. They have a 600 shield advantage over you right now, which in a spam era is massive. And right now, this Orisa could have turned the corner and lit you up. Force your fortify in like half a second. You would have either had to commit with fortify plus lamp here, which they could have easily broken, and their Orisa just AFKs with a better lamp right here and you die. Or you have to run away, which, as everybody knows, on this map, running away from this corner is misery. There's like nowhere to go. You go like to car here to here, it feels terrible. Like, Havana first defense can feel really messy sometimes because of that. So I know I'm kind of rambling on about this point, but the reason why I'm rambling on this is because this right now is everything about Orisa play in this meta. And honestly, just Orisa play at the highest tier, regardless of meta. This is everything about Orisa. Like, we'll talk about halts and stuff like that, but that's more self-explanatory. This is everything, is AFK, shield on engagement. You can throw a shield here early and spam, spam, spam. But as soon as the fight is about to start, just like any cooldown, biotic grenade, deflect, accretion with Sigma, you don't want to use it for meaningless spam. You want to use it on an actual engagement. Does everybody in chat understand what I'm saying? When he places shield here, where the enemy team can spam it without actually having to commit, they break the shield and then they push out, and their shield is more aggressive and better. Whereas all you really need to do is AFK and wait for the enemy team to commit, and then you actually shield on their engagement. If it's like, it would be the same thing as if Red Orisa had placed a shield like right here and spammed, and then tried to walk out. You wouldn't have been able to walk out. You would have had to wait for your next shield cooldown. Where do you want to use it? I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can place it here if you want to play more passive, because then the enemy team has to like turn the corner to spam it, and when they turn the corner, they're in your Widow and DPS LOS. Or you could actually, like I said, if you had like a rally, you wanted to go really aggressive, you could actually throw your shield in the middle of the enemy team and run into them. You could play fast, you could play slow, it doesn't matter. But there's a good shield with fast, there's a good shield with slow, and this is a bad shield either way. Same concept as waiting for enemy Ryan to push past choke before using shield. Yes, exactly. Exactly. If your team, Baggins, wants to spam them as they're walking up, then sure, you can use shield right in this corner and let your team spam them. But if your entire team is not spamming them and only like one person is, then you don't use any shield. Because they're going to 6v1 your shield. You just wait, and then once they cross into territory that your team needs to protect and needs to defend, then you use your shield. It's the exact same thing. Use your cooldowns when your team can get value out of it. Exactly, Locky. If you see that the enemy Orisa places a shield that you can break without having to use your own shield, then just spam it and then walk forward and place your own shield, and they have to back off. Or they're at a significant disadvantage in the fight. See it, Cody. You guys got it. Shield is an investment. You need to get value out of it using it, force aiming to make trouble. Exactly. Either you go into them or they go into you, and then you shield. If you use it where they can break it without actually fighting, then you're in trouble. I do want to look at this halt, though. So, like, right now, it's fine to shield, because obviously you're going to get it back by the time the fight actually starts. This is not a fight actually starting right now. So, bad shield. Lucky halt. And you continue to push with Fortify. This is fine. I don't really know why you did Lamp. Really wasn't necessary. Now, I'm going to shield here. This shield is a little better because your team can wants to push. But honestly, at this point, if I were you, I would just like shield deep here, a little deeper, because you want to be able to you need to be able to spam them as they're backing off. Yeah, you see, like this is not good. You're up 2 or 3. Obviously, you don't want to shield in the middle of the enemy team because you don't want to feed, but you do want a shield where your team can actually spam. This is not a shield where your team can actually spam. This is a team shield where your team has to continue to play passive when they don't want to play passive. Like this shield should be here. Right? Still protects you, but allows your team to actually shoot down this choke. So far, your shield placement has been F tier. Yeah, sure. Exactly, recently. That'd be fine. Where it is right now would have been fine. Right here. Okay, just spam, 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 spam. Now, oh, you did it again. You did it again. This is way too late, or too early, or both, to be doing it before the fight starts. Again, you see the problem, chat. You see this problem? They can break shield. Now, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. If there is no door here, is this shield okay? If there's no door here, is this type of shield okay? Why? Yes, because for them to break that shield, they have to commit to the corner. Now, I would argue it's not amazing. Maybe you could play it a little further back, because technically they can still break it without fully peeking. You see this? Right, this little section right here. Like you can see it right there. See that? But it would be okay. I mean, they'd maybe spam it a little bit, and then they'd turn the corner, and you'd have shield again, right? But that's the thing. You want them to commit to the fight to actually be able to break your shield. If they can break your shield without committing to the fight, then they're in trouble. It's like these, Bryce, thanks for the fall. It's like these Bastion comps, you know? I used to play a lot of Zen, right? And the teams would play Bastion up here with like a Orisa Sigma. And I remember being like, this is the freest thing in the world, unless they were playing like a Bastion Widow. Fukuro 11, thanks for the fall. If they're playing like a Orisa Sigma Bastion Junkrat or something like this, and they place their shields right here, I would sit in spawn as Zen and laugh. because my team would just barely push cart, and I just AFK mouse one right here, and they could do nothing about it. And I just break their shields, and then they have to back off, and they'd use their cooldowns, and then they'd rotate back here, but then they had to use all their cooldowns, and then we'd just push out and kill them. Why? Because they were committing cooldowns when I didn't have to do anything. I could just stand AFK and shoot shield. Now, if they'd been smart, a Bastion comp would play like, you know, here or something. Or maybe like they would hide behind a corner and then like maybe drop out, right? That way that we couldn't do anything to them until the Bastion could kill us. Right? Same kind of concept here. You don't want them to be able to spam your shield before the fight starts. You really don't. And this is a good reminder for every hero. Winston's, Reinhardt's, even Balls. Don't let them force you out before the fight starts. Maybe shield further back, sure. Because like even right here, really, how much value do you think this halt's gonna get? Like clearly you're windowing here. But is this the best place to window, chat, do you think? Chat, let's put it this way. If you are going for an aggressive window here, where do you want to window? Where do you want to window? Is this the spot where you want to window? At the corner. Why at the corner? Further forward. Exactly. If you window here, where are they going to go? Inside, where you can continue to shoot them from here. If you window here, they can lamp here, and you can't really break the lamp. Like, and there's not as long of a sight line, right? So this is just kind of a weird halt. I also want to talk about micro. Because I'm no longer with Uprising Academy, I can give you all the secrets to this meta. You do not halt generally. It's good to mix it up, but I would say 60-40, 70-30, you do not halt with your window. What I would want you, occasionally you do, just to mix it up, but I do not like it. What I like you to do is I'd like you to window, right now, shoot. This Sigma is going to grasp immediately. You're going to halt now, pull rock, Genji dash, whatever. What do they have against halt now? If you halt here, you're going to kill 4 people. Chat, do you understand this? Shields are dead. You just force Sigma grasp. He's going to get rocked. You're going to halt, you're going to rock it, and then they're all going to die. If your window is well placed, you do not need halt to set it up. You need halt to force their shields, to force a little bit of panic, and then you halt them and kill them. Like, I get why people use halt. Obviously, it's to try and pull more targets into the window. But the problem is that generally shields alone plus Sigma Grasp are going to cancel the value of the halt. Initially. But if you go window, halt, rock, it's over. You're going to kill a lot of people. And you will see this at the Overwatch League level. If you're planning on using the shield and the enemy team comes around the corner, is it worth waiting for the enemy to turn the corner before placing the shield? It can be. If there's a place where you can, like right now, this would be a good, like a cut, like let's put it like right 3, 2, you could 100% sky shield this. So you could sky shield it, launch it up in the air, and it comes back like, was it 3-4 seconds later? That would be fine. Because then you could get your shield back a little bit sooner. It's okay. You can place your shield early, but only if they can't break it without committing. If that makes any sense. Because like if he shields the floor right now, and like let's say they can't shoot it through here, like let's say this is blocked off, then it would be great because you get the shield, they have to turn the corner, they break your first shield, and then you immediately have another shield. So I don't want you to hold on to your shield unless they can break it without turning the corner, if that makes sense. If they could break your shield with that from any, there's no place they can put the shield that they can't break it without committing, then you hold on to it. If there is a place that you can break it where they have to commit, then you can place an early one, you can sky shield, whatever. Yep, sky shields are very useful. So anyway, I don't like your micro with this window. I don't like the positioning. I don't like the timing of your halt. And looky here. Nothing. You don't even force lamp. You force fortify and double shields and shift. Which is fine, but that's not good enough. You want to be winning. Like the interesting thing about this composition is that every ultimate, Bongo, Sit, Flex, Blade, BAP window, rally, is it can be a team fight winning ultimate if used executed properly with halt. It's good that we're not shielding right now. This is good. Now, I don't know if this is if it's a good idea to be aggressive in this location, and I don't know if this is something that you should be doing in general because you haven't even forced Lamp yet. Now, thankfully, your Widow does kill their Widow. But this is a better, I don't like this engagement. I don't like this plan. But if you're going to do this, this is the type of shield management that I like to see, where you didn't shield, shield in, and engage. You guys see what I'm saying? I mean, maybe you even timed this around their Orisa shield. Did their Orisa shield and then you reactively shielded? Because their Orisa might have messed up. Yeah, so their Orisa messed up. So now, look at this chat. Because their Orisa did a very passive shield, look at this. We're completely bypassing the value of that Orisa shield. That Orisa shield is worthless right now. Almost completely worthless. You guys see that? I don't really agree with the plan. But in terms of the micro, that's good. That's good Orisa play. That was much better than what we've seen. This is why when people say stuff like, oh, you know, Orisa's a brain-dead hero. Yes, she can be played in a brain-dead manner, but at the pro level, she's very advanced. There's this shield is okay. You know, again, they kind of have to commit to the corner to break it. It's fine. That's good. It's fine. That's unfortunate. Halt now. Ah, that was a really, really, really unfortunate blade. You guys needed to, I know it would have felt bad, but you guys really needed to sync that blade pull better. Not so much in your end, though. So right now, shield. He gets bashed. Now this is where you need the halt. You see what I'm saying? Like, this halt needs to be fat. And unfortunately, he dashes out and gets poked out. Yeah. Another thing about halt with blade is you always halt a little bit later. Same reasoning. They're going to use cooldowns, whatever. And obviously the unsheathing animation of Genji is not something you don't want to halt and then blade. You want to blade Ruji no Kima, and then as he's dropping the blade, the halt is executed. That last fight, I don't know if that fight was winnable with the bongo, but I don't blame you for committing it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the last little bit there. All your cooldown usage was good. Exactly. Orisa is like I used to whenever I talk with Uprising Academy, I'd always say this comp is a dive comp, guys. You need to use all your cooldowns together at the same time. And that's really any meta. It needs to be played like that if you're playing it at the top level. But with the Orisa rework, it's more and more punishing for teams that aren't synchronized with how they're doing their cooldowns. Like, if you're not shielding and engaging with your team at the same time, then your shield's just going to break and then you're going to lose. It's way more obvious now that shields have lower HP cooldowns. I think Sigma and Orisa, like, Orisa's a little dull to play, but they are way more interesting than they used to be. Again, like, I'm a little concerned about your shield here, but it's better. Like, this is better. Do you see how, like, you're actually getting value out of your shield now? Like, it's a little awkward because I know you wanted to push in harder than you did, which means the shield isn't perfect, but you are shielding on the engage. And look at what has been forced. Look at what happens on a macro scale. You push in, you shield, and you can still use it. And you can use the shield. The shield is still finding value. And now the shield breaks, but you still have Fortify. And you're about to have shield again. So now you're going to shield in there. Again, another very useful shield. I'm not going to talk a lot about like the micro itty gritty, but overall, this is so much better. And you still have Fortify. That's a really bad lamp, though. I don't know what forces this lamp. It might be that your backline was low. But you really would have liked to have not used lamp there. Because you still had Fortify. With Ashe meta, so like right now, you really want to make sure that your halts are tied to dynamites as much as you can. Which means that you're going to halt not off of cooldown. But as you can see here, it'll be more like you'll wait a couple seconds every time you halt to match dynamite. In metas, like if you're playing Widow Genji, there's not really a whole lot you need to tie to halt outside of rock. So you can halt pretty much off of cooldown, unless you're saving it for an ultimate or somebody's 95% or they're waiting to set up a play. Alright, so let's see what we do here. question is, yeah, see, this is bad. What's the problem here, chat? Now, again, I'm not critiquing Pear's micro so much here because I don't know what his team communication is like, but what's the real problem that you guys see here? Like, I mean, a significant problem. That, again, might not be Pear's fault, but we need to figure it out because this is a scrim bot, so we can be a little bit more nitpicky. Shields being stacked. Shields being stacked is okay. Yeah, exactly. We've got AFK Ashe, AFK Genji. Your shields, regardless of the bongo, are going to be absolutely melted. And who is getting value out of these shields? Is your Ashe getting value out of these shields? Is your Genji getting value out of these shields? And when I say value, I don't mean are they shooting behind your shields. Your Ashe could be getting value out of the shields by positioning here. Why? Because she could be shooting for free, knowing that they're all shooting your shields instead of shooting her. But if your shields break, and you back out, and then Ashe peeks, then she's worthless. If Genji tries to go in and look for a dash, like an aggressive play here, he can't do that if you don't have shields that you're baiting attention from. This shield plus halt play is making the enemy team look at you, which allows the Ashe and Genji to play in angles, right? You are committing to your shield here, and your DPS are, this is literally a 4, or even worse, like your BAP doesn't really have good angle either. This is like a 3v6 right now. It's like a 3v6. You, your Sigma, and arguably your Brig are doing something, because Brig just can't do anything here. Neither can their Brig. But like, let's look at their DPS. Genji's doing something, right? He's got an angle, right? He's going to have an angle. Their Widow's doing something, right? You're going to lose, regardless of the bung or no. This is not going to work. You're either going to get blown up, or you're going to get nothing done. And I don't even know what you're halting here. I assume this is a window. No, you're not. I have no idea what that halt was supposed to be. So what I really want you to do here is I want you to wait out this bongo as long as you can. I want you to push out shield BAP window. Okay? You're in a BAP window. And then you're going to halt like right here. As soon as that Orisa shield breaks, you're gonna halt. So like window and then halt like a second later. And then you're gonna get a fat pull and kill the backline. I really don't want you, and then I want you to use your fortify, whatever you have to do. I don't want you to have to use your, you really want to try and save your defensive cooldowns here. So let's see what happens here. BAP window right now. BAP window. Worthless. Worthless halt. Absolutely worthless. Does absolutely nothing. Now you're going to have to lamp this. There's just no option. You're going to have to lamp this. And that's dangerous. That's concerning, right? They're going to have flux. But you might be able to get a pick here that evens this thing up, and you still have rally to play around with. But this halt does nothing. The shield timing is good. Your Genji should be in position to do something. Your Ashe is shooting through shield. So your shield timing is good. But what the heck is this halt? Do you just think that Sigma's not going to shift that? I mean, heck, even if the placement of your halt was bad, if I remember correctly. Let me look at it again. Can you just shoot it right at them? What? What does this accomplish? Terrible halt, dude. Absolutely terrible. There's your lamp. That's good. Their lamp is worse. So what you probably have to do here, you're gonna need to touch with your own rally. Yeah. That's why, yeah, okay. I didn't really like that shield very much. I would have liked you to walk in a point and shield because you knew you had to touch, but whatever. Good halt. It's a nice halt. Gonna set things up nicely. Bongo, flux. Why did you fortify? Did you fortify? Waste fortify here? It looks like you did. That's a bad shield. Definitely a bad shield. You shield and then you just walk past it. Yeah, you fortify nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a Genji blade, mate. You have 525 HP. you can reactively fortify. You're gonna be okay. So you waste your fortify, and now you're in trouble. Now you're in serious trouble. Good. May not get punished for it. You need to play very conservatively here. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. So, still problems on the shield placement timing. Even this shield here is not good. It's more of like a proactive shield instead of like waiting to actually push. Where should he shield here? I mean, you know you're up a bunch. This is the same thing that happened on first, where you shielded around the corner and then push past the shield. Right now, just hold your shield. Oh wait, no, before that. But yeah, why are you shielding here? Just wait, 5 seconds. Wait till you drop a little bit of HP. Your map will heal you back up again. He could have shielded like here. Been way better. No. This shield is probably fine because you're probably going to have it again by the time the fight actually starts, but... Alright, now we AFK. Now we AFK. I can smell a shield coming out here, and it's going to make me really angry. Because like, what are you doing with it? Here it comes, here it comes. What are you doing? What are you going to do with it? What's the plan? You're reloading. do you not see a problem with this? You're reloading and you're shielding. Just wait 1 second. And no. This is what I'm talking about. Do you not see the problem with this? You shield, you get meaningless spam, do nothing with it, and then you pull Flux with 5 seconds to a new shield. Do you not see the problem with this? This is how you die as Orisa. This shield is good. This fortify is not, but this shield is good. But the one prior to that was absolutely abominable. Chat, do you understand what I'm talking about, right? And now you almost got punished there for not having fortify. Like, I commend you on your aggression, but it is disturbing how often that aggression always has to follow a nail-biting engagement where you should have died because you try to run out and take space without a shield. It's literally, I have shield, I engage. I have shield, I engage. Treat your Orisa shield like monkey jump. You don't use it flippantly right before a fight starts. You need to know, what are we doing? Even if it's just, guys, we have no ultimate, so we're just going to go a normal halt spam. We're going to throw out a halt there, maybe get a halt dynamite, you know? Or we're going to throw our shield down and spam their shields. That's fine. That's an engagement. But this engagement here was directly before you decided to go in with your Flux.
I have shield, I engage.
Exactly. Yeah, Zon knows all about shielding, right, brother? Right? This is the equivalent of in Lord of the Rings Online using like a force taunt on trash directly before you get into a big boss fight, like 5 seconds before, and then you don't have the force taunt for the big boss. You're like, why did you just use that when you need that 5 seconds later? Like right now, you're clearly were planning a flex play, so why are you shielding when you're going to be needing shield in 3 or 4 seconds? If you play MMOs, you know what force taunts are. It's not just a Lord of the Rings Online thing. This is probably fine. It's meaningless spam. You're going to have it by the time the fight actually starts. This next shield needs to be good, though, because the fight's about to start. Spilo knows what it is, and that's what it counts. That's right. Do you see what their Sigma is doing? Do you see how stupid he is? Do you see the problem? Chat, we're going to coach the Sigma here. What is the Sigma doing wrong? What is this Sigma doing wrong? That's interesting, Son. Yes, he is wasting shield HP. You can see it. Look at his screen. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues, and he's 1 red. And now watch what this Orisa does. They go in with BAP window, and Sigma is backing out because the moron just used all of his shield HP directly before they actually engaged. This is the same concept that you, as Orisa, must attest to. Look at that. The window gets no follow through. They're getting 0 damage is being done through that window. Now, I don't want to talk about like what you guys are doing right now because it kind of looks like you guys are lost. But regardless, they're getting nothing out of the window. Look at your HP. Not even a lamp. Not a fortify. There's nothing. All right. You guys really need to do like an aggro play though. This wasn't gonna work unless you guys inted, because they used literally, they had like 1, 2, 3, 4 ults, and you guys had 1, you know? So either you needed to play extremely fast, or you guys needed to play like super far high grounds and just play to survive, because look at what you have now. You're close to Flux, you have Bongo, you have Blade, you have Rally, but you didn't have it yet, so you needed to play very slowly or very fast. Either play slowly to try and build your ultimates in a safe location, decrease OW, think of the fall, or you play so fast that you win before they could even ult. So overall plan, not good there. Yeah, the window was bad. Window in every regard, team and individual, was bad. Okay. Little spam here. Be careful, please. Do not get your cooldowns forced. Where did your shield go? Did your shield just melt? Did your shield literally just get one shot? Where did your shield go? Well, you haven't even placed it yet. Are you daft? You just placed Bongo. Shield your Bongo. Oh, my okay, I mean, okay, that's fine. Do you notice how, like, even though you're shielding very passively here, you shield in reaction to them pushing into your sightline, which is why they get blown up? Do you see this? Do you see why this is actually kind of sketch for Team Red? I want you to, like, pause at this frame right here, because this is a perfect example of why they struggle. What is a problem with what Team Red is doing here right now? No, it's not a problem. It's just a danger. There's nothing wrong with pushing this aggressively. I would argue that Team Red's timing to push aggressively is poor, because they've got this, you know, and this. But, like, do you see a problem with the way this is set up right here? Let me zoom out. So this should make things very clear. Nice, son. That's cool. It's probably not surprising, though, sadly. Yeah, this is kind of a cool screenshot. Right, you're turning the corner into the enemy's corner, and your DPS aren't set up to push that. Like, the Genji's not over here, the BAP isn't getting out of spam, so they're walking into you, and you're going to place your shield down right now. This is what you should have been doing right here on Havana first. This is textbook counter-engage. They push into your space, you reactively shield, and bully them back out. Except they get punished for it because they're pushing into your DPS LOS. Because your DPS can see them when you wait for them to push through. Their Orisa gets way too greedy with her push because she's got 2 in spawn, basically. Aggressive engages don't work if you don't have any follow-through. So. Nice. Exactly. Redbird gets pushing cart, all that stuff. Boo. I don't like this shield. This is too... Yeah, see, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is not... You're too close for an early spam shield. Look at it. This is it. This is it right here. You see this? They can spam your shield from spawn. Then walk out, place their shield, your shield is broken, so what do you have to do? You get halted, there's a window now, but because you have no Orisa shield to shoot through the window, what do you think you and your Sigma are about to do? Any guessers? Any guessers in the chat? You're the one using the window! And you're about to... hide. Did you guys see that? Hide. They had to hide. Now, their Genji feeds. but there actually was a moment where they were windowing and their Orisa Sigma were backing behind a corner. Unbelievable. Don't shield. Don't shield. Don't do it. Don't. Sky shield it, maybe. But don't do a normal shield. No. Okay, their Orisa commits shield too, so that's good. But you got lucky their Orisa shielded. Okay, by the way. Alright, quiz time. Quiz time! Is it better in an engagement when two teams are going after each other to shield first or shield last? Is it better? Is it better? Like, let's go back to this little fight here. Let's go back to this little fight here. Right? Should pair try and shield first or shield last? Now notice when I say first or last, I'm assuming that they're both well-placed shields. That pair is not going to stick a shield here and let it get broken, right? But that they're is Team Red's shield better? Ignore his team's position, assuming they're all positioned better. First or last? Why? It's a trick question. It absolutely is a trick question. Is it better to lift heavy weights or light weights? Is it better to lift really heavy weights or really light weights? It depends. Now, generally, if you want to get stronger, if you want to get more value out of your weight training, you're going to lift heavy. But what happens if you lift too heavy? What happens if you get a weight that's too heavy? Or if you're not very good with your form? Or if you screw up the execution? What's going to happen? You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah, you're going to hurt yourself. Or you're going to go so heavy that, you know, it's at that point, it's not even really, it's just throwing weight around. You're not actually specifically training anything. You're just throwing weight around. So when you try and shield second, if you wait too long, or if you always shield second, what happens if a Widow headshots you before you shield? What happens if you wait too long to shield and you're forced to fortify and shield at the same time? Like, oh, fortify, shield. Then you're in trouble, right? Then any value that you got out of shielding second is gone because you got put into a bad spot because you waited too long. Right? You waited too long. It's the same thing as Azari Bowls. Dress recently is on the right path. It's not about who shields first or shields second. It's about who gets more value out of their shield. Like right now, this shield from Churro is fine. The only real problem about it is the fact that his team isn't there to follow up. The placement of the shield is fine. He's just going in too aggressively right now. Your shield is, if anything, a little late. But it's also fine. Right? Did either placement of shield have any dramatic impact on how this fight came out? No. They're both good shields. They both were well placed by either thing. It didn't really matter that pair shielded first or second. It didn't matter. They both found equal value. Remember, it's not about who places first or second. It's about which one gets value. The only little thing that's worth thinking about, chat, can you think of one little reason why I think shielding second when you can is slightly better? Obviously depends on the entire, there's macro circumstances that are way more important, but assuming everything else is equal, shielding second is slightly better. Can anybody tell me why? It's the same reason why shield hopping as Reinhardt is good. Fukuru's got it, yes. Because if you take a little bit of damage before you shield, not lethal damage, not fortify worthy damage, but if you take a little bit of damage before you shield, your Inspire, your BAP AoE healing can heal it back up again before your shield breaks again. So in other words, if this Orisa shields at full HP, the shield's going to break, and then she's going to start taking damage. But if you're the Orisa, you use your body as a shield for a split second. Maybe you take 150, 200 damage, and then you shield afterwards. You've basically added 100 and 150 of your own blood and tears into the effective shield HP and given it an extra boost. So it's like Orisa HP plus shield is your defensive capability. Whereas if they shield at full HP, they're only getting the 600 shield out of it. Because when you're shielding, your BAP can be shooting their shield and healing you at the same time. But if you've not taken any damage because you shielded so fast, then your BAP isn't min-maxing. You guys understand? So you're min-maxing. If you take a little bit of damage and then shield, your BAP can do shoot, heal, shoot, heal, shoot, heal, shoot, heal, and be basically healing you back up to full so that when your shield breaks again, you've been able to last a little bit longer. It's like a more efficient use of your resources. It's like why I was talking about the Ryan shield dance, right? You can't heal shield HP, but you can heal Ryan HP. So if your Ryan is shield hopping, takes 50 damage every time he drops his shield, Ana shoots once, he's gonna save his shield HP, and any damage that he takes is just gonna get healed up anyway. It's not really a concern for him to take a little bit of damage. Whip shot, but also I want you to actually pay it. Like, look at this engagement right here. Do you see this? Do you have any questions why Orisa or why Brig would find value in something like this? Do you see? Let's go back to the previous fight. You see? This is normal for this composition. Well, I mean, to be fair, you see Orisa Sigma, you just automatically assume long range. But this is pretty standard. Like, especially when you're playing Genji Brig, this is pretty standard. No, most of the fights have included some variation of brawl. If we go back to the fight before that, there's the flux. But look, do you see what Pear's doing here? Look at this. This is the fight before. I wonder if Brig would get value out of this. You see? What about this? What about the fight before? Do you see? They're cleaning up. What do you think? What about this? This is the only quasi, but even this, do you see this? And there you go. Go back another fight. Here we go, again. You see? It's like 4 fights in a row. Previous fight. Okay, fine. There's the flux. They try and press W. They mess up. Right here. This is where Brig should be inting right here. Brig should be playing more aggressive than she is. She's peeling the Genji. But, like, this is where Brig gets fight. Like, generally, this composition is played like dive, brawl, spam. This is the most unusual composition that has been played in Overwatch meta ever since GOATS. Without exception. It's a bizarre comp. I would argue that's even weirder than the brief Bastion meta that we had towards the end of Season 2. Everything devolves to dives, or brawls, generally. And if you play it spammy, then you're going to lose to just raw spam. The only other reason I would add why Brig is being played is, besides the fact that these just evolved to brawls, is because if you don't play Brig, if you play BAP Zen, you're going to lose to dive, or you're going to just lose to spam with Tracer and Genji. Because you can play it like a spam comp, fine. Yeah, it will function, but you're going to lose to teams that are going to be brawling, basically, or you'll lose to teams that just go better spam. Sig Orisa, well, here's what happens. As soon as Sig Orisa sees you on Reinhardt, they revert back to playing spam. They revert back to shooting shield, halting the Reinhardt away, spamming, and then once the Reinhardt finally does get, so like let's pretend that this is a Reinhardt comp, right? Spam, this is a Reinhardt, spam, that Reinhardt shield is low, they've used all their matrix, the Reinhardt turns the corner, and he's got no shield, and the Orisa just walks into him with double shield and fortify. And Genji right-clicking the Reinhardt. And then if the Orisa needs help, Orisa fortifies. And if Orisa needs more help, she has lamp. And all the while the Brig is going, you know? It's basically the fact that there is enough spam damage from this composition that you just can't play, oh, just play Reinhardt into it. There's certain maps, like, you guys know what Oasis University is, the one with a little hole in the middle? Reinhardt comps are pretty good there, because it's really easy to close the distance without taking damage. Reinhardt on Lijiang Tower Control Center, Orisa Reinhardt. Probably, I don't think playing this comp would be that good on that. You could play it, it just wouldn't be as good. But most maps, with any decent space, this comp can win. This comp is extremely versatile, yes. It really only takes a couple of swaps, if even that, to deal with anything. You might swap your Widow to like a Tracer and Ashe, but basically Bat, Brig, Genji, Orisa, Sig, that you don't need to swap those heroes, like against anything. What do you call it, Bulletproof Irishman? I don't know. What do you call it? What? Ricochet? You idiot. I'm sorry if I've missed any questions or anything. No, that's a hot take there, Black Dracon. The only reason that this is as interesting as it is because this is like scrims at a high GM level. Any hero at a high GM level in scrims is interesting to review. Orisa's no exception, but she's not exceptional, if that makes any sense. Interesting halt. By interesting, I mean bad. Again, I just, like, they commit shield too, and we get down that rabbit hole of who shields first, who shields second, but, like, this is unnecessary. They have to come out of spawn. Why would you waste this here? Let your Sigma spam a little bit, but don't let them break your shield from spawn. I mean, that right there is, in a nutshell, why you're an idiot. And now you're gonna get halted, and now you're gonna die. They're not even gonna halt you. Okay, they're gonna go for your Genji instead. This shield's fine. And you're dead. Again, the value of the Brig, right here. It devolves into a brawl. Don't tell me you guys actually lose this. You guys lose this. Spawn advantage, obviously. By the way, I actually had this question from, I don't remember, somebody sent me a clip. Was it you, Black Dracon? I can't remember who it was. Might have been you. Do you remember, was it you, Black Dracon, that sent me the spawn camp video? Yeah. If it's overtime, spawn camping here is actually bad if you can't cleanly win the fight. Because they have respawns, like you'd never win. Because your respawns are a mile away and those are close. Why are you guys laughing? It was not a funny joke. Okay, so you guys need to build your rally. Please don't take the health back. You really needed to build rally. It infuriates me when teams lose fights because they didn't just take 2 seconds to build an ultimate. Take damage for your Brig. It's 1 armor pack. Biscuit OW, thank you for the fall. And you're going to have a rally for this next fight. 1 armor pack. This is fine. I mean, again, you're committing shield and you're committing halt, and your Genji's in position, your ball's in position, and you know your team is in position. This is fine. Shield's fine. You're getting meaningful spam off of that. And now you rally, instead of actually being able to push in with rally. Yeah. Okay. Major issues. Chat, you coach. What are the major issues here that this Orisa needs to work on? Major issues. Nah, that's such a cop-out. Shield placement and fortify usage, okay. Details. As quickly as you can, but actually explain it. Using abilities with intent, sure. Shield timing, yeah, I like that better. Shield timing is way more telling. It's way more, it gives you way more information. Might stay around, yeah. It's a good emote, you're welcome. Tempo timing, sure. The timing of the shield, sure. Those are good. I think the timings of the shield, and then I would say how he or she is using their halts in combination with windows. That sounds like a nitty-gritty thing, but that is an ult that comes up literally every other fight, and if you use your halts better, it's a team. You can win fights off of it. Okay, that is all. I like the aggression, but your shield usage, shield timing needs work, and your halts around really everything, but specifically, not around everything. Your fluxes are fine. Your blades seem to be okay, but specifically around your back windows.